maybe we'll do that after the match.
On the left, Andrew Shrout, Kentucky's own. You guys might know him from. He won a legacy tournament. He won an SCG legacy tournament with Blue Red Delver Burn. He was one of the people who championed that deck, and so that's why you guys might be familiar with him. And on the right, we have John Gapinski playing your favorite deck, and the deck we'll talk about bannings and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
blue-white Delver. What's that?
And his list actually is a little bit different, so you guys will see. I mean, it's Delver, but it's different Delver.
It's more like a humans kind of element.
Because it has something that he just played, Champion of the Parish. So it's more of the humans Delver take, something that Josh Utter-Layton is known for. So we'll see how this matchup goes. And just so that you guys know, Andrew is playing Nyapod deck, so we're seeing something new.
Champion number 2.
Up here at the stage, Todd Rexroad and Mike.
John in for 2.
And not currently playing a match. Please come see me up here at the stage.
And this is game 3, by the way.
Okay.
At least it appears to be, judging from the top. It is game 3. Okay. So Thalia from Andrew.
Thalia is typically a really good card against Delver S decks.
Yeah, Delver tends to get try to squeeze every bit of value out of its one-drop spells. Ponder, Vapor Snag, things like that. Having to pay 4 to Snapcaster or Vapor Snag is not so much, not so fun.
Not so pretty. This attack is interesting.
Yeah, with Thalia being a first strike.
So this is a 2-2 into a 2-1 with the attempt at what I perceive to be a bluff. Because right now John can have Mutagenic Growth or Face Shield in his hand to be able to kill his Thalia. But he can also just, if Andrew decided to block, he could just, before first strike damage resolves, bounce his guy.
Right.
So it's kind of a risk-free attack.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he got his 2 points of damage in, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he just attacked with a 2-2 right into a 2-1 first striker that just did not block. But I understand why. And Andrew now on the offensive with Thalia.
And so what makes that attack so interesting is because what it's going to set up many turns down the road. That Andrew has basically come to the decision that, all right, my opponent has Mutagenic Growth or Face Shield, so now I have to just I have to play around all this. Whatever card he's decided he's put his opponent on, he has to play around for the rest of the game until he sees said card. So, eventually he'll be able to take him off of the card, but right now he has to have one of those 2 cards in his mind as something that John has an option to use. Now, Andrew doesn't have the luxury that we have, which is John's deck list in front of us. And Joey, if you may.
Let's see. Well, first of all, I want to mention Andrew just played a Blade Splicer and resolved the Blade Splicer. So, you said Faith Shield. I don't see that here in this list.
Do you see Mutagenic Growth?
Mutagenic Growth is not on the list. So, John, whose name has an H in it, by the way. Just pointing it. I know you missed it. Just trying to get it right. John actually successfully bluffed Andrew. He could have still had the Vapor Snag. Safe play, safe attack with the Vapor Snag. Gosh, that sentence did not make any sense. He still had the Vapor Snag to make that into a safe attack.
Still had all these.
That's what I was trying to communicate.
Still had them.
Delver of Secrets from John. Pumps the champions.
Thalia's off the table now. I want to assume it was Vapor Snag. Yes, it was. So now that token's going bye-bye as well.
John Vapor Snags the token.
And now Andrew is very far behind.
Yeah, nice 1-1 for 3.
Yes.
And now John getting in for 5.
So now not only is Andrew pretty far behind, but now you're getting yourself in a situation where I really hope that Delver doesn't flip.
Yeah.
Because, maybe I am able to take care of Champion of the Parishes with, Hunt Master of the Fells, blocking, flipping, jumping with Blade Splicer, what have you. But now it's like I'm at 9, and now I'm facing down a Delver that I'm begging not to flip.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his list to see what he might have to kind of get him out of this. He doesn't seem to have any sweepers beyond Bonfire of the Damned, which would be pretty cool if he could actually resolve it.
It would be cool, but I mean, at this point, it won't get the
It's
job
not even
done.
going to do much, yeah.
I mean, Bonfire for 2 would be able to kill a Delver and a champion.
Yeah.
But that 3/3 champion of the parents is still
Just
going to
go
be
all
alive.
the way, yeah.
So we see Huntmaster of the Fells, which is going to buy him the necessary time against the ground pounders. You know, he can double block, you know, he can use his Blade Splicer to do some chumping, all of those things, but now it's getting to the point where, please God, don't, okay.
Yeah, flipping my Delver.
Flipping the guy, didn't want to be flipped. He is at 11 though, so he was at 9 before, he was on a 3-turn clock. He went up to 11 because of Huntmaster of the Fells, so it's actually going to be a 4-turn clock now, and that extra turn could be crucial in the game.
Absolutely, yeah. John, very aggressive, swings in with all of them.
So you know what I love about this?
What's that?
We're going back to that mutagenic growth part of the game again.
Oh, right.
Because now this attack is just like,
Do you
did
play around
I ever
it?
have it in the first place? Can you afford to play around it? All of those things. Or that, which is,
I love that.
that's awesome,
Yeah.
actually.
So, Blade Splicer and Wolf Token tried to double block the 2/2 champion. John flashes in a Snapcaster Mage to pump the champion and pump both champions,
And-
which effectively clears the Blade Splicer, the Wolf, and the champion that was being blocked. But the other champion got in for another one.
And when we were talking about things to take into account, I was so focused on mutagenic growth and face shield, I didn't even take into account that he could just play a Snapcaster Mage
To pump the
to pump his
champion.
guy, to
Yeah.
pump his champion and kill his Thalia. So
Yeah, that actually may have been what he was hoping.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take that into account either. I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't seen that interaction too much.
All right, so Huntmaster's going to flip. It's going to kill Delver. So it's going to give him a bit of a reprieve there. He's going to have to block his champion, as far as I can tell. I don't see an instant or anything. And then go to 2 from Snapcaster Mage, and then maybe he'll be able to stabilize and come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Anthony Webb and Jeff
Cavern of
Mullen,
Souls came
your
down
numbers
naming
come to the
Angel.
stage.
Okay.
Anthony Webb and Jeff Mullen, please come see me on the stage.
I'm going to scan his deck list for Angels really quickly.
Restoration
I see
Angel, maybe?
Restoration Angel. I don't think I see any Sigardas. No
And
Sigardas.
a Blade Splicer from John. Adds to the force.
I'm not sure if that champion is a 4/4 or a 5/5. I can't tell.
It's a 5/5, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh wait, is Blade Splicer a human?
Yes.
Then that was the 5th one, I think. Yeah, because it was a 3/3. It became a 4/4, I think, from the Snapcaster, and a 5/5 from the Blade Splicer.
Okay. Well, assuming that Andrew has a Restoration Angel in his hand, this isn't all bad, and I do see one. You know, it's just going to be. I don't want to assume too much. That's a 5/5, so Restoration Angel is actually going to come in. It's going to flip this back. We're going to gain 2 life, get a Wolf, and then we can double block with Restoration Angel and a Wolf token. And then, presumably. Ooh. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's interesting. So he goes up to 6 and then pays 4 life
Goes back to
for
2.
a Dismember to go back to 2 to kill the champion of the parish. But he's got 3 dudes to John's 3 dudes, and Andrew's kind of got the advantage there, I think.
So that's interesting. I thought there was going to be a double block that took place. Restoration Angel and the Wolf token, and then I assume that he's going to kill the Restoration Angel. We're going to be at 6 with just a Huntmaster. Okay?
Right.
And then then he can make the decision on if he wants to flip Huntmaster to kill like the Blade Splicer, and then he's got his 4/4 at 6 life facing down Snapcaster and the Golem token. But instead he chose to dismember the guy. And now his board position's a little bit better, but his life's a little bit lower. So now he's going to open himself up to the little dinks that you can take from a Vapor Snag or a Gut Shot or that sort of thing.
He's in a precarious situation.
Yeah.
But I do like how he's played these last few turns. Like, he has managed to make a game of it.
He's definitely made a nice comeback. Myself personally, I don't think that I like the Dismember play. And the reason being is because it's basically just what I said. You open yourself up to these little things that can happen.
Yeah.
With Vapor Snag, with Gut Shot, with Geist of Saint Track, and it's 4/4. Those little points of uncontrollable little points of damage that you can't control. Whereas if he would have put himself at 6, and then his Restoration, he'd have his token. He wouldn't have his Restoration Angel, and he'd still have his Huntmaster. I think he would actually be in better shape.
Yeah, I can see that. Meantime, his Huntmaster flips again, kills Snapcaster, and now John with some decisions to make. Really, some Vapor Snags to draw, he'd be happy. Vapor Snag, Snapcaster.
Yeah. You know, he's definitely got a lot of things that he can draw to.
Yeah.
You know, I think the angle that I would have possibly played the game at, if I take the line of play that I'm explaining, I still have the Dismember in my hand, I'm at 6 life, and then it kind of makes me feel a little bit better against a Restoration Angel that John may have, and his deck list does have 3, so it makes me feel a little bit safer against that part of the game too.
Yeah, John gonna play basically a Spectral Procession here with timely reinforcements.
Joey, I know Spectral Procession.
You do know Spectral
That's
Procession.
no Spectral Procession, my friend.
But, you know, it wasn't really a timely reinforcement.
That's true. It was not a timely
It's more like...
But don't you ever talk about Spectral Procession that way.
Hey, I like Spectral Procession. Nothing wrong with
Like
Spectral.
is insulting.
Sorry.
Love. Marry.
If Facebook needs a love button.
That's true. That's true.
Like you just post Spectral Procession, like love.
I'd marry it. I don't care.
And Restoration Angel on the offensive for Andrew.
I'm okay. That's really good.
So,
I was assuming it's going to be a 2-spell turn. I can't see his hand very well, but if it is a 2-spell turn,
and
which
it
looks like it's going to be,
it's Huntmaster the Fells and
Thalia.
Thalia. Okay, so amassing quite an army of his own.
Yeah, at this point, he's just trumping. He's trumping John's army, and if you look at John's deck list, something that you'll find sometimes in these decks are Honor the Pure, and you're not going to find any in his deck list. So there's no way for him to bolster his army to get through these wolves or anything like that. So
yeah, so now Andrew has 3 wolves, just gained 4 life last turn, and was able to attack with his angel. So I'd be really impressed if Andrew actually pulled this out.
He's turned around this game really
He
nicely.
really has.
Really nicely.
Getting a lot of 3-0s. That was Ryan Balderas, I believe I think his first name, he may be Daniel Ryan Balder. I don't know. Anyway, he's a guy I've seen on the Open Series a couple times, and he is 3-0.
Okay.
And Josh Cho, also 3-0. Heard that. I'm pretty sure your nemesis is also 3-0.
So I don't know who you're talking about.
John now pays 2 life and a mana to Gut Shot Thalia.
So that's just one of the cards that I was talking about when he was at 2 earlier. A
Could
card
have
that
been.
can kind of put him in range to die.
Yeah.
But at that point, he had the Gut Shot on his main phase, because if those Huntmasters flip, this game is basically over.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if those Huntmasters flip.
Yeah.
Andrew will have the opportunity to potentially flip them here if John doesn't have Snapcaster or a Vapor Snag or something like that. But
or one of the many options that he has at a turn.
instant speed cards. So Restoration Angel now knocks John to 6, and we've got even life totals.
Andrew just passes.
Yeah.
At this point, and this is a pass I like, because even though Andrew has a Stranglegeist in his hand, this is a very low risk, high reward pass.
Right.
Because even if he passes, he's still fine.
Right. So John plays Snapcaster to keep the Huntmasters from flipping.
And no real value with the Snapcaster Mage there. There's nothing to Gut Shot, really. You know, he can put the Gut Shot upstairs, but he's at 6 life, so that's not really beneficial.
Yeah, it's going to hurt him more than it hurts Andrew. So, yeah, I think that was fine for Andrew. And, again, Andrew's got those wolves doing a pretty good job of protecting him. And, you know, 2 Huntmasters that he'd like to not have to block with, but they're there if necessary.
And if you guys can see Andrew's hands, you know, you can tell now he's in the driver's seat. He's kind of got his hands a little bit relaxed.
Yeah.
Because now for John, John has to play a spell every turn for the rest of the game.
Yep.
He's a 4 life. Yeah, he's got to
there
play a
it
spell
is.
every turn because if he doesn't, he's
Wow.
going to die. Yep.
Andrew Shrout turns